level 1, level 2, and level 3 focus attacks. So a level 1 is kind of just like a normal move, like that. It's kind of like sticking out a move
just
like
this. Just a tiny bit longer, I guess.
Yeah,
it's like a strong attack.
Precisely, and sometimes it's got a bit more range. See, look, Ken's one's got a better range, for example, than that move. So you might want to use it in that situation. It's got some other applications as well, but that's pretty much what it is. It's just for a quick attack and kind of surprise facts. Your opponent may not be thinking it's going to come. Then you can charge it up a little bit. So here, if I hold it down for a little bit, okay, did you see he glowed? If you just watch carefully Ken again, you'll see that there he just glowed white just for a split second.
And that indicates when you let go.
Yeah. So if you hold down back to block.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. So here, see here, you could actually block the attack.
Yeah.
But now if you don't block the attack, so just stand up there. Okay. Do you see? It crumpled you and it sent you to the floor.
Yeah.
So this means that it's possible to do a lot of combos on people. So there you go. I crumpled, dashed afterwards, and then I did the kind of combination.
Right.
So it's kind of a mind game you can play. Perhaps like when you're up close or you're getting up off the floor, I can start charging, and you're not sure what I'm going to do. I could just do a quick attack. Okay. Or I could go for a more leveled up one.
So we'll demo in the game how the focus attacks work.
So this is kind of intermediate, moving on to kind of advanced strategy. So if you throw a fireball at me, okay, what you saw me there is I did a focus. What's happening is he's kind of riding the attack, but you've kind of taken the damage, but it is going to recover another period of time. So the real reason that you might want to do that is if you throw the fireball again, can you see I've managed to get really close to you?
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've done the focus to absorb the hit, and then I've dashed through.
So you've literally just tapped the middle the middle punch and kick at the time of impact, and then it's just absorbed.
Right. and then gone through this kind of like martial arts kind of parrying strike almost kind of thing. The problem with this is if you keep throwing fireballs at me, just kind of throw like 3 or 4. One more. Okay, now you see I've got hit. See how much energy I've lost? Yeah. What you'll be able to follow with the videos, because I was focusing a lot. Right. If you get hit after you focused, you can't actually regain the health anymore.
Okay, so you have to remain.
Yeah, so you might be a fancy Dan thinking, oh, you know, look at me, I'm focusing all your attacks. But if you take one hit, I mean, it's possible sometimes to lose maybe 70% of your bar just because you've been showing off too much. So you have to use it as a considered approach. But okay, the round's gonna end. It looks
good, but you're...
Yeah, you've got to understand why you're kind of using it, and you can't be reckless in it.
Right.
We'll start the next round and do it again. Okay. Because there's also another advantage to maybe focusing, and that is if you look in my side of the screen, Ken, he's got his revenge gauge. If you throw a fireball at me, okay, did you see it's just increased a little bit, the revenge gauge. So actually, if you look at now, I've got full health, but my revenge gauge has increased. Yeah. So that's actually a strategy. It's possible to get an ultra but still have maximum health.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so what that's really good for is that means you can be really, really aggressive if you want to kind of play an attacking game, because you can keep going in close, and if I know you're going to do an attack, I can focus, build up my revenge bar, and then it's possible that even though I've got maximum health, I could still land my ultra.
Right.
Now that we're kind of moving on to kind of advanced play there when you're doing that, but I mean that's something that if you want to get really good at the game, it's something that possibly you can look at maybe when you play online, and you'll probably be able to see there's going to be like a mode where you can upload your videos. I'm sure if you see the videos of the top players, you'll see a lot of that kind of thing in action.
Right, okay.
Can you do a hurricane kick or just start it down? Okay, yeah, right. Do the same thing. Okay, did you hear that shattering effect? Yeah. So I was trying to focus, but because that move is considered armor breaking, it will stop it dead in the tracks.
Right, okay.
So most characters have at least one move that's like that. Some have several. For example, the box, I think he's got 4 different moves.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not taking any of that kind of nonsense.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm going to explain to you now is something called focus cancelling. It's quite hard to get your head around it to begin with, so I hope I can show you an application of it. So here's like a dragon punch. But what you can do is you can do something really cool, and you can extend the combo. So here I can do something like this. Okay, did you see that?
I saw it was very quick, so just explain what you did there.
This is pretty hard to explain. Okay, so what you can do is with your super bar on the bottom, you can use 2 stocks to do a focus cancel. So this is just the normal kind of crouching medium kick. But I can go, did you see that?
Yeah.
So he kind of glowed gold, and then 2 stocks were taken, and he recovered really quickly. Why you might want to do that is if you hold crouching block, I could do something like, and dash afterwards and kind of get really in your face to see how much faster. Normally, if I wanted to do that normally, you'd have to go, I mean, look at the speed difference.
So you're crouching, you're kicking, then you're doing a focus attack, and it allows you to just move in there really quickly and get in your face.
I can do it the other way. If you hold down back again, I could be like trying to buy some time for myself, and I could go like, and dash backwards after the focus attack has struck.
Yeah, because you know they've blocked it, so you want to get away because they might unleash something.
Yeah, just try and buy yourself some time. So that's what a focus cancel is. And then as I showed previously, one of the really cool things that you can do with focus cancelling is you can do some like ultra stylish combos, the sort of things that if you just pull off one, you're just gonna be, you're gonna think you're a hero for the rest of the day. So here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a dragon punch. And on the second hit of the dragon punch, I'm then gonna press the 2 medium buttons. That's gonna do a focus cancel, then dash forwards, and then as they're in the air, I'm gonna do Ken's ultra, which actually goes upwards in the air.
So the big words, how you can pull this off now?
Yeah, well, I missed it first time, let's have a look. There you go, first time. So there you go, and then stylish, 11 hits.
You're basically using the focus technique to such an advanced level that it's allowing you to move forward and catch them while they're coming down from a previous move.
Well, the advantage is that normally a regular combo, just does 3 hits, and the damage it does isn't that much.
Right.
But in comparison, look how much more damage that did. Yeah, 11 hits.
Last couple of questions on the advanced techniques that I want to ask you. I mean, a lot of people probably won't be able to get hold of a stick, or at least a Mad Cat stick now. But are there any techniques for actually holding it? You saw I was struggling a little bit sometimes to perform a fireball. It's just because I'm rubbish. But I mean,
it's not that at all. I mean, obviously, most people, if you've never used a stick before, it's like anything. I mean, when you learn to drive, you're not going to get in and be Michael Schumacher straight away. But after maybe even like in your first driving lesson, you can get good. But right, I know what this is all about. Same thing. So yeah, if you want to hold your stick, first thing to do is kind of like using kind of martial arts terminology. You can use your striking hand, your weapon hand, your knife hand, as you might call it. Lay it flat on the stick like this. It's kind of like parallel to the stick.
Right. And
then kind of grip it. There's kind of 2 different ways to grip it. One is just to hold it like this, like maybe between the last 2 fingers.
Yeah, so your little finger and your third finger. Okay.
And that kind of gives you, and then you can kind of move it like this and use your thumb like that. Or another one you can kind of hold it. It's kind of more like a kind of a connoisseur's type of way of holding it. It's kind of the wine glass grip. So you use kind of your 2 middle fingers like this, and then you hold it like that.
Right. So you're like you're gonna have a nice.
Yeah. Well, you can even do this if you really want to. Yeah. If you want to have a glass of sherry with your chums after work or something like that. Okay. But when you're using a stick, the same things always apply. A lot of common mistakes I see new players do is when they hold a stick, they'll kind of grip it like this.
Right.
And you've got no accuracy there at all. So like I say, if you keep your hand flat parallel always, and this gives you a kind of reference point. Every time that you do a move, it's going to kind of like embed itself in your muscle memory.
And that's where you return to once you've done
exactly. And it gives you something like, okay, every time you move and your hand's there, hand's there. And you'll probably start noticing that if you try and do this and then let go of the stick, then when you put your hand back down on the stick without thinking, because you're looking at the game, you might put your hand down like this, or your hand down like that, and that's going to change everything.
Exactly.
So it's all about keeping the kind of same things. Think like if you're playing tennis, if you're going to do a shot, after you do a shot, you always kind of return to kind of a neutral stance. It's that kind of similar type of philosophy in mind.
Okay, and have you got any, for people that are kind of getting the game on Friday and getting into it for the first time, have you got any insider's tips? Obviously, it'll be your opinion, but who would you choose first? I know you said Ken, but maybe one of the new characters.
Of the new characters, I'd probably say the easiest to learn is this guy, Rufus. You can probably even learn him.
He's my favourite to look at. Definitely. That animation
with his
on
fat
his belly.
physics, yeah, definitely.
It's brilliant.
I'd say probably the best of the 4 is a character called Crimson Viper, but she's quite high level to learn. I mean, that's going to be someone that you'll need to put in a lot of time. There's also a character called Abel, who's kind of very fast. He's got
French,
kind of,
I think.
He's a Frenchie, and he's very good. He's a very good character. He's kind of unique because he's got what we call a command grab. That's a special move that actually grabs you and it kind of spins you around, and you will annoy people so much. I mean, you might get a few drop connections, I hate to say, on Xbox Live if you master him, but he's a great character. But what I really like actually of all 4 of the new characters is they all bring something totally new to the Street Fighter franchise, and I think that's really good because the new characters, they aren't kind of like clones of previous characters. They are totally unique, not only visually but in terms of the way that they play. So for example, this guy, he might be fat, Rufus, but he's very mobile, he's very quick, he's got kind of big combo potential, as I showed you before. He's also got things like, you can do things like like that. So he's got a kind of very twisty, he's got a lot of things, he's got like a move here where can suck you into him. You see that?
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of unique. So if they're kind of away from you, you can kind of just drag them in and they can't escape kind of thing. There's a character called El Fuerte who's really, really fast. He's
like a Mexican wrestler.
He is the most mobile character that's ever been in any Street Fighter game. And so that's great because you can just confuse people to no end. It's like, also, 1 minute he's here, next minute he's on the other side of you. He's just always seems to be running.
Also a big fan of cooking as well.
Oh, of course, super dynamic cooking time. To quote the Mexican wrestler himself.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I feel like I've learned an incredible amount. I still wouldn't like to meet you online, I don't think. But thank you so much. And the game's out. Street Fighter 4 is out on Friday. I can't wait.
Make sure you buy it.
Thanks.